excited are you for this fight?
Skip, I'm not overly excited about this one. I just think Conor's inactivity for me, and then I saw him lose horribly the last time he fought. Well, not the last time, but when he fought Khabib, because he fought Cowboy. I think he fought Cowboy Cerrone.
He did.
Last time he fought.
It lasted 40 seconds.
with the shoulder blows. And for me, Skip, I'm just not excited because at some point in time, I'm retiring, I'm not, where you're trying to hold the UFC hostage, and Dana White is not going to let you do that. It's been reported that he wanted to bump some of the guys that were fighting on the two cards that's going to end the year, Skip, and Dana wouldn't do it. Said, no, I'll do this in January of 2021. Poirier's style suits him. He's more of a stand-up, and you guys that are well-rounded, he struggled with. That's why Khabib, I believe, will beat him again. Now, if you were going to fight Khabib, I want to see Khabib beat him down again and choke him out. That's what I want to see.
Yep.
But, Skip, I'm not excited because when he first came onto the scene, I love the trash talk sometimes. I think it goes over the line. Skip, he just seemed unbeatable. I mean, he was getting people out of there in little or no time. And then I saw him lose to Floyd, which that would happen. And then I saw him, the way Khabib just took him apart. I'm talking about took him to the deep, deep end and just plunged him down and just kept like, oh, you know, you had enough. And every time he gasped for air, he'd take him down again. So, but for me, Skip, nah, I want to see him fight Khabib. Khabib put that thing on him again. And then I want to see Usman beat the brakes off Kobe Covington. Other than that,
That's it? So, the real fight that has been going on in UFC over the last, really, 3 years has been Conor McGregor versus Dana White.
That's the fight.
It's the main event. And constantly, Dana has tried to put Conor back in his place and show Conor Dana is the boss. And that UFC is the star, not Conor.
Right.
That UFC will go onward and upward with or without Conor McGregor.
Yes.
I get that. I'm a Dana fan. I don't know how you can't be. It's fun to be around.
Yep.
Smart, bold, courageous, always ahead of the curve.
He'll say anything, anytime.
But in this case, I'm more on Conor's side than I am on Dana's because I don't care what you say. Conor is still the biggest draw by far in this sport. You can argue the biggest draw in sports because he's a big deal. When he fought, like Jenny asked us, okay, scale of 1 to 10, I don't care about him fighting Poirier, but again, will I watch it? Will I be excited for it? I'll give it an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10 because any Conor fight for me is an 8, 9, or a 10, depending on the quality of the opponent.
Right.
Cerrone, I was probably a 9 for that one. But this time, I'm saying, what is going on here? It's almost like he's being punished and forced to fight Poirier just to put him back in his place. So they met.
Who do you want him to fight?
Okay, but just real quick, they met in 2014. It's almost 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it lasted 1 minute and 46 seconds because they can both strike.
Right.
And they're both left-handed, or they can fight left-handed.
Right.
And Conor got him with the left hook upside the head and just rocked him and dropped him and stopped it at 1 minute and 46 into the first round. Okay, well, and that was at featherweight, 145. Well, Conor fought Cerrone at 170.
Right.
And so Poirier didn't even know this was happening. He hadn't heard from Dana, so he tweeted, really? You know, like,
what weight?
What weight? Because he wants to know how much does he have to put on to be able to match up with Conor now. Do you want to get up to 170?
And plus, Skip, if and Conor says Pacquiao's neck, Pacquiao's a southpaw.
Well, I think he wants to set himself up with a southpaw boxer type. Right.
And this is what Poirier does. Poirier wants to stand, and that's tailor-made for Conor. Because, I don't think a boxer can strike with Conor. Because even though he doesn't have, Skip, he doesn't have the golden gloves and all that things, he has a boxing background, although he doesn't have the amateurs, doesn't have the background or per se of a boxer.
Okay.
But he's skilled.
He is skilled. And he's fun to watch. He is captivating. His pre-fight build-up, it's like stand-up. It's sensational. I can't wait for the press conferences because he owns the press conferences. So my point is, he wanted to fight 3 times this year, and now we're going on and on. And he's fought one time. He fought last January.
The thing, what Connor's trying to do, and Dana's not going to let him do it. He's just trying to no, Dana's like, bro, you got to get in line. You're just not going to just keep fighting for titles. Nobody keeps fighting for titles. You lost. You don't get to move right back to the front of the line and fight Khabib again. You don't get to jump Gaethje and fight. No, that's not how it works, Conor. And Dana is not going to allow it to happen, Skip. You're not going to just keep going, lose, and go to the front of the line, or I'm fighting for a title again. Well, I want to fight for this title over here. Dana's not going to let that happen.
Will it draw? Will it work? Will it sell?
But
yes,
see, it would. But Dana doesn't want other fighters to think that that's all they can do. Well, you let Conor do it, so let me move back to the front of the line. No, that ain't happening. And Skip, he lost to Khabib, and then he took a year off.
So they're still at war because now Conor's tweeting, this has to happen at Jerry World. Well, says who? You know?
Man, look here. That ain't happening. I understand he don't want to go to Fight Island, Skip, because there's no fans there. And obviously, Conor does a lot of stuff that he does for the fans.
He thrives on it.
The press, Skip, the press conferences. I mean, think about the press conferences, the tour that they had when he was doing this with Floyd. They were going to L.A. and Toronto and New York, and the Skip is 20,000 people. And imagine what a fight would be at Jerry's work. Now, I don't know how you're going to get past CDC guidelines to pack that kind of people in Jerry work, considering he only is allowed to have, 25,000 at a game.
No, I know, but I was watching Jenny at the Cotton Bowl of Texas, Oklahoma the other day, and it kind of looked like it was half full. I don't know what they were doing, but I don't know.
Somebody can't count.
Something in Dallas-Fort Worth, they're just saying, come one, come all.
Every 5 is 1.
Yeah.
5 people go in, that's 1. 5 more, that's 2.
I guess so.
They got 10 people, they count it as 2.
Okay, so remember, these two were going to spar for charity a couple of weeks ago, and Dana intervened and said, well, just fight him.
Right.
Let's just have a regulation fight. Let's do it at UFC, okay?
Right.
And now Conor's finally on board, and Poirier is saying, huh? I don't know anything about this.
Ain't nobody tell me anything.
And this is your most lightning rod draw in the sport.
Right.
And you just keep pushing him back. And I get, by the letter of the law, he deserves to go to the back of the line.
Right.
And all any of us really care about is another shot at Khabib.
Yeah.
Would he, literally lose his head this time? Would he get choked out to the point where he wasn't breathing anymore?
Right.
It looks like that, right?
Yeah.
This would be by far his toughest matchup.
And because there's sincere bad blood because Conor insulted the man's family.
I got it.
His faith, his dad. Now he lost his dad.
I got it.
So I would now. You tell me that, if Dana tell me that fight's going to happen, now, Skip, I'm a 10 now.
You're all in.
Now I'm a 10. Okay. I got to see this.
I got
or if he fought Gaethje, I'd watch that.
I would watch that. I might be an 11 for that one. I'd be like a 20 for the Khabib fight.
Yes.
But remember, Nate Diaz, they went back, and Nate was much bigger than he was, but Conor figured out how to beat him in the trilogy fight. Or no, it was the second fight.
Yeah, I don't. Diaz and Conor, that doesn't interest me anymore, Skip.
Yeah.
Maybe if Conor want to move up and fight Masvidal, or if he wants to move up and fight Adesanya, or I don't know if he can go up that high in weight.
Well, as much as I love Manny Pacquiao, I don't really want to see Conor box Manny. I just don't. It feels like an exhibition. It feels like the late end of Ali's career when he's boxing sumo wrestlers.
Yeah. He fought Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah.
Oh, but I got Manny. You got Conor? I got Manny.
I always have Manny. I can't bet against Manny.
Yeah, Manny. Manny are not going to knock Conor out.
I don't know if he can at this stage and age. Yeah.
Boxers know how to put punches together.
They do. Yeah. Well, I just know that Manny could beat Floyd right now.
They don't do that, Skip. Yeah. Floyd ain't bothering nobody.
That's true.
Floyd won Conor again, so that's easy money.
That's easy.
That's easy money.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.